Most mortals live and die knowing only a single plane of reality, the material realm. However, this view reflects just half of existence. Running parallel is the spirit realm, invisible to many and just as vibrant and full of life. Yet deep in the frozen tundra of the Freljord, there is a Vastaya who lives in a blended world of her own. Aurora was born in the secluded village of Aamu, home to the Briny tribe, and spent her youth playing with critters no one else could see, while exploring a world no one else could appreciate. Though she was happy, she felt isolated from the rest of Aamu. Even her parents didn't understand her, believing Aurora's friends were merely imaginary. The only Briny who wholeheartedly embraced Aurora was her great aunt Havu, who always entertained her stories, fostered her passions, and encouraged her to celebrate her individuality. So, Aurora learned to be herself and revel in her own company. As Aurora grew older, she realized something. Her invisible friends were not imaginary but spirits. The beautiful, vibrant world she lived in was completely unique, for only her eyes could pierce through the veil between the realm of mortals and spirits. She meticulously documented this intertwined world, studying Aamu's spirits in hopes of helping others understand the realms as she saw them. Over time, more and more spirits appeared in Aamu, including ones who felt different. Lost and wild, they had become wayward. When the balance between realms was disturbed by mortal affairs, but after investigating this phenomenon, Aurora discovered she could help these spirits return home by getting to the root of the pain. This was difficult work, but in it, Aurora found her life's purpose. She knew that continuing her research meant she had to explore the world outside of Aamu. Though the idea of change made her nervous, the prospect of expanding her knowledge inspired Aurora to leave her home behind. It was during her travels that she encountered a wayward spirit who took the form of a monstrous twisted elk. He was feral and afraid, lashing out with blood-stained antlers. Aurora was determined to calm him down, and though it took time, she earned his trust. But this spirit was unlike the others. With every attempt to help him, Aurora failed. Undeterred, she convinced the afflicted elk to travel with her, using her powers to tuck him away in the spirit realm as she worked to unravel his mystery. Having come across a number of spirit walkers as she traversed the Freljord, Aurora sought their advice, believing their ability to channel spirits may shed some light on what plagued her wayward companion. However, they too were at a loss, suggesting she find Udir, the tundra's most powerful spirit walker. Udir needed just one look to recognize the immense power of Aurora's spirit friend, but the fearsome elk was too lost to commune with. Instead, he encouraged her to ask the demigods for answers. Aurora decided to first search for the great ram, Orn. She traveled far through ice and snow to study the artifacts of his followers, the Half-Blood, hoping to learn where they had worshipped him. Only through her persistent research was she at last able to discern the location of Half-Home. But where once stood a grand settlement was nothing but ruin and rubble. Aurora knew this was not as it appeared. Using her ability to open a doorway between realms, she stepped inside and was met with the great hall of Orn's forge, alive with roaring fire. Orn was not receptive to his new visitor, but in time he realized that she, like him, valued solitude and quiet. As he grew to trust her, Orn finally shared the name of Aurora's companion, Hestrir, one of Orn's siblings. Hestrelk, as he was once commonly called, was originally a powerful demigod. But with the waning worship of the old gods, many demigods had lost their identities and become distorted shadows of who they once were. This revelation about her wayward friend brought Aurora one step closer to helping him find his way home. But there was still a long journey ahead of her. From Orn, she learned about Ysnjarn, the cryo-phoenix who guides and protects the land while enduring an eternal cycle of birth, life, and death. And though painful, Orn also spoke of his brother Valhir, whose relentless storm rages against the Freljord, in his desperation to quench the Warjard's bloodlust with the rains of war. Believing these demigods hold the key to Hestrelk's recovery, Aurora has left Hearthhome and now traverses through the material and spirit realms of her frozen homeland in unwavering pursuit of their knowledge. This was everything for today. Aurora doesn't have a story, which is weird for a pretty new champ, but when she came out she got this entire comic, so it kinda makes sense that they didn't have more budget for her. Which is okay, she's also not the most popular champion. Anyway, thank you for listening. If you want more content like this, consider like, subscribe, and whatever. And hear you next time.